Yeah, it's day 4 of the Nile Conference. The shockwaves are now starting to increase as we enter the critical time of the competition here at the Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall in Cairo. Top Moses the first, or Ramses II was alive today. I'm sure they'll be just sitting in the front row, jumping with joy and seeing just how amazing the BAL-Africa League is. Today, another pyramid-sized encounter awaits. Angolan giants, Petro Luanda, come up against South Africa's fast improving Cape Town Tigers, both undefeated before today's clash, with Petro victorious over City Oilers and Beira. Tigers clawed back to beat Slack in their opener. Quinta Denason is alongside me for this riveting encounter. What a big battle it's going to be, Q. Petro, of course, knows all about what he wants from his team, and this is his starting five, Q. No real change.
No real change. Tindao, Moraes in the backcourt, Pedro, Gonçalves, and Gaku, the MVP of the Angolan League, start out for Coach Jose Neto. He goes with the tries and tested always, but the key factor with this Petro de Luanda team is their depth of the bench as well. But this starting five generally has worked well for him, and there's no reason to change it at all.
And the Tigers looking for their second win. Rashid Hazard celebrating his first victory as a head coach against Slack. This is the starting five.
Well, Ganapamo and Benajay in the backcourt. Hall, Sibanyoni getting the start alongside Prinsloo to anchor the front court. Now something a little bit different. Lebisa Selepe goes up to the bench, and so Sibanyoni into the lineup. And I think it's got to do with size inside the paint. It's going to be an important battle if they can control boards, if they can contest on drives inside. But we also know that Petro de Luanda are a great three-point shooting team.
Yeah, they've got Carlos Moraes, of course, who we know is just emphatic from downtown, down in the suburbs, over across the border, wherever you like. He can shoot, he can find, he can score. It's now a great moment to go and pick up with Asha Kumigisha. She is on the side of the court. How are you, Asha? Are you feeling this? This is going to be mammoth-sized.
Absolutely. This is going to be incredible. We've already talked about the starting five. Let me introduce the referees for tonight. Tyler Riggs from USA, Baise from Senegal, and Jean-Savio Ramiriza from Rwanda.
Thanks very much, Asha. Carlos Moraes, 18 points, 5 from 10 field goals. The rebounds are there, 9 fast break points, and 50% with the 3 points and a few assists there, Q. A standout player, a key player for Petro, one of many.
I've heard so many retorts about how he can continue to play at the level, at the age that he is, and he's almost ageless, but he's showing his pedigree. He continues to want to play on the court, and he's proving it with his on-court performance. That was a great outing. He had 12 first quarter points.
And let's take a look at Gosanati Sebanyoni, of course, of Cape Town Tigers. 6 points, 2 fast breaks, 7 rebounds, the field goal percentage at 33%. But he brings something extra to this Cape Town Tigers starting five.
He gives them presence inside the paint, and what he's known for is his ability to rebound, both crash the boards offensively and control on the defensive floor. He'll try and alter some shots, but he's going to be up against some stiff competition inside the paint. That rotation in the front court for Petro de Luanda, a very, very formidable one, including the former defensive player of the year, Artur Majok.
Talking of competition, it's time for the tip-off. Here we go. It's Peter Prinsloo up against Jean and Pedro. These wonderful players who we know so well in their second season in the BAL. Pedro actually in his third. Cape Town Tigers playing their first ever outing, making it through to the quarterfinals last season. Gonçalves picks the ball up for Petro as they win possession. Jean and Pedro. Dundao. Dancing, moving, grooving, passing to Moraes. Just drops it into the Pedro hands, but he just can't keep it, and it's picked up by Cape Town Tigers. They get a chance to try and do something. And he's isolated down there in the corner, Hall.
Well, great defensive possession for both teams. They're forcing the turnover from Petro on the first one, and now getting the trap on Hall in the corner. Coach Rashid Hazard looking on.
Benije into the hands of Hall. Hall tries to get a shot over the top. Gaku picks it up, taken forward. Carlos Moraes down in the corner. Goes for a big three-pointer, and that is a fantastic start for the 37-year-old. 2 or 3, it is 2, just inside of the arc, down in the corner near the baseline.
Well, picking up where he left off, he's been fantastic off the jump shot.
That's fantastic work. Look how strong he was to drive through and get that basket. Sibagnoni getting the first for Cape Town.
Nice to see him with his back to the basket going with a lot of confidence.
Murray's for a mid-range two that just comes off the metal, made safe and taken forward by Hall. Hall sees a gap, tries to deal. Oh, there's a hesitant pass there to try and find Sibagnoni. Little mistake, giving the ball away.
A couple of nervy touches for Hall. He's looking to find and establish himself offensively really early as an ISO option.
Everybody testing each other out as we go into the first couple of minutes of this encounter. It's a clash of the Titans. Dundao, good three-point shooting from Dundao in the opening couple of games, but this man here trying to rattle. Gonçalves unable to score, goes again. Second attempt. Gaku picks it up, but there's a foul that's been committed, and they'll get possession back.
Now already 2 offensive rebounds and giving second and third chance opportunities to last year's finalists is not the ideal situation. It's a battle inside the paint, and Benajay caught out of position. Gaku just using all of his strength inside.
Dundao picks up, they go again. Dundao just steps back a little bit, and a beautiful score. That is sensational from Dundao. He really is a treat to the eye. First three-pointer.
Outstanding individual offense, breaking down the defense on the step back.
Fighting valiantly to keep possession, Josh Hall, but I'm afraid that it's a little mistake and they got to give it back to Petro.
8-second call, and that's another turnover. And good defensive start for Petro de Luanda.
It's just smart play, isn't it? Put pressure on the guy, you know, as the clock's ticking away and the scramble and the battle, and it goes past the 8-second. And then it's all yours. Dundao again. Ooh, that's a traveling call. Great defensive play from Benajay.
Expect this to be quite a defensive battle. I think the key factor will be inside the paint, and we've got to keep an eye on rebounding, defensive and offensive for both teams.
Benajay, good pass to Ganapamo. He can't drop it in. It's a fast break. Dundao goes up for the layup. No, he doesn't. He makes the pass for Jean Pedro, but it doesn't go down. But excellent work there from Petro to just the fast break. Very slick.
Well, they almost get the bailout on the defensive end. In transition, Dundao well contested by Benajay. Just behind there, Josh Hall and Prinsloo coming in to try and steal and sneak away a block.
And as we can see, we've got a foul for Hall and Benajay. And there's Pedro, who hits the first point from the free throw line. Jose Neto, there's the coach who led Petro de Luanda to the final last season. They lost out to US Monastir in a big arm wrestle in Kigali, Rwanda. Season before semi-finals.
And Jone Pedro, one of the players that averaged the double-double in season 2 of the BAL-Africa League. He is a great asset inside the paint.
Good press this is from Petro. They can adjust and tweak their game so swiftly, can't they, Q?
They are amazing in defense, and both on transition and in the half court.
Carlos Moraes tries to get rid of Hall, goes out to Gaku. Gaku cuts inside, decides not to go for the three-pointer, and it rises up, and I think that's Prinsloo with his second foul. Sorry, first foul.
It'll be the 13th foul, first one on Peter Prinsloo. But slowly but surely, they're starting to grind out and extend the lead here. Cape Town don't want this to go too far.
Seven points to 2, Gaku. And we've got a change for Cape Town. As we can see, Sibagnoni just makes way for Sankelo Chole.
Dele comes in. It's an interesting move at this point for this team.
It's a quick change, isn't it? So are they reacting to that? You know, to the little tweak from this Petro team. Ganapamo. Oh, look at Gaku harassing Ganapamo, Dundao goes up, it's a reverse dunk, look at that, layup, beautifully done from Dundao.
That is so acrobatic. He manipulates himself in the air, spinning, and goes up and under in spectacular fashion.
But it was also protection of the ball, a brilliant spiral layup with Ganapamo getting possession back. There's a foul from Gonsalves. I think it's Gonsalves.
Again, just look at the defensive work. Gaku on the steal, and Dundao just uses the body and protects the ball using the rim. Just great experienced play.
Winslow. It's a traveling call this time going against Josh Hall. Very frustrating for the 22-year-old Oklahoma City Thunder. Player in the NBA in the 2020-2021 season.
Already 5 turnovers for Cape Town Tigers in the first 4 minutes of this one.
Maurice gets rid of Hall and tries to drop in a big three-pointer. Made safe by Prinsloo. Good defensive rebound there from the big man at the back. Makes the ball safe. Prinsloo just clashing there with Johnny Petro. And I think the foul will go against Petro for just getting in his way and just tangling up Peter Prinsloo as he tried to move forward.
Yeah, just a blocking foul, straight forward. Also, 2 experienced players trying to use that to try and get a call from the referee.
Binijay up against Dundao, straight down into the corner. It's an opportunity here. And another foul on, I'm trying to pronounce his name properly and I'm working on it, so just, you know, give me a little bit of patience. As you said, Q, in the States they say silly, but Chile.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. There you go.
And the first opportunity for him to work in the one-on-one situation, he liked the matchup and able to draw the foul. His first outing as a professional has been in the US college circuit. And out of Durban High School in KwaZulu-Natal is one of his teammates, one of his not of his classmates, one of his younger alumni, Liam Reed, also out of Durban High School on the Cape Town Tigers team.
Well, it's just a little slip there from Dundao. He seems to be okay, but I think that we just went down a little bit, just a little slip, and they'll get possession back. Took the ball over the line, 11 points to 2. Need to get some points on the scoreboard, Cape Town Tigers.
Yeah, very slow start. Only 2 points in 4 minutes played.
It's all about confidence, isn't it? You know, we talk about runs all the time. Get a couple of points in there, you know, and they'll start moving. Just like that. That is a brilliant score coming in from Kelly.
Hits the elbow jumper, and that's again, he's a scorer. Average just about 20 points a game, another third-team selection in the NAIA in the United States, out of the University of Science and Arts in Oklahoma.
Petro back to Gaku. Gaku fakes, drives, goes outside, produces a big three-pointer there. That is sumptuous from Gelson Gonsalves, showing us what he's capable of doing. 14-4.
They can move the ball on the perimeter and have legitimate threats everywhere on the outside. Petro.
Ganapamo, one of the standout players last season. Some incredible long-range shooting. Here's Hall trying to get past Gaku. And Gaku might have committed the foul there. That was good work from Hall, just, you know, moving left, moving right. That's where you've got to put him in an uncomfortable position.
He does, and he does well to get by the pressure from Gaku. And it will bring us to our first break on the floor, Robbie.
And then we can see a beautiful shot there from Kelly. And we have a commercial break coming up. It's 14 points for Petro, 4 for Cape Town Tigers. 14 points to 4 here in Cairo, here in the Nile Conference. And there he is, that man Dundao, wonderful player, capable of magic all the time. And it's all about the Cape Town Tigers trying to turn this possession into points, make sure that they score on each move. This is not the case for this first phase of play going into coming out of the timeout.
They still haven't gotten into the offense. They're not looking comfortable just yet, and they've been stifled by really great defense from Petro de Luanda.
Johnny Pedro, Moraes waits Swings it out to Dundao. Dundao goes for a long-range shot. It doesn't sink, and it's been picked up by Hall. But again, it's just Gonçalves this time gets in the way. Moraes puts it up, and Johnny Petro slams it down. Big statement score from Petro and Petro.
Wow, great offense again, and that's just recognition and understanding, part of the Petro chemistry.
Hall has got to find a way. They've got to find options. They've got to... There's a little bump into Dundao by Gabinije, and I'm afraid that means that they will get possession back. Usher, I'd like to come over to you just to get the lay of the land from the bench of the Cape Town Tigers following that timeout. What was said?
Yeah, Coach Hazard is really frustrated that the Cape Town Tigers are giving up very many easy shots for Petro de Luanda, but we've seen these Angolan champions, they're very perfect behind the arc. They can drive to the paint, and that's what they've been doing so far in this first quarter.
Thank you, Usher. 5 team fouls, so they've got to be careful. The Tigers need to get their growl back. There's Petro again doing the damage that we know he can.
They used the perimeter shot to open up the inside, and now Johnny Petro is just taking advantage of a wide open paint.
Yeah, he's bossing the paint, isn't he? Wade's come on. Isaiah Wade, Prinsloo loses possession, taken by Gonçalves. He's got Carlos Moraes down in the corner. The layup is good, and he goes to the free throw line. This is just, well, pretty impressive from Petro Luanda.
They have dominated almost all facets of the game. They forced 8 turnovers. You see the finish from Gonçalves, and every single highlight has belonged to the Angolan champions, and they've been dominant in every facet of the game.
So 24, yeah, that's a big score, and of course there's going to be a timeout. You need to readdress the situation when you see just how emphatic and how well drilled Petro Luanda are, and work on how you can actually react to that situation, because at the moment they're making moves and they're changing their game. They're now putting Johnny Petro in the paint to take the high pass, you know, when there's a little bit of space, and he gets up so well that it's always going to be a score.
Well, you have to look at two key stats. 7 turnovers in just about 7 minutes of play for the Cape Town Tigers, and that's less than ideal. And what they haven't been able to do is get into any offense. The only flow we've seen on offense was the one pass inside where Sibanyoni got a chance to work. The second was where Kigali got to the corner and the elbow jump shot, but since then it's been too much isolation basketball. They've got to get into their team offense. They've got to try and break down this Petro defense. It's a lot easier said than done, because they take a lot away from you, and they get in passing lanes well, and that's why they've been able to force those turnovers.
They get their players into places that other teams, you know, find it difficult to do because they move so well. There's a lot of communication and just very positive energy between these players, because they read each other extremely well, as you see just how effective Johnny Petro is. And Petro getting 6 points so far. Gonçalves on 5, Dundao on 5, and they're looking very effective. We go to the free throw line.
Well, that's now 9 turnovers, 13 points from turnovers. They are punishing every single one of those opportunities that they create with their defensive pressure, now into a press.
And that's the problem, you know, they have options. Ganapamo gets it down into the corner. Kelly trying to get himself a big shot from out wide. Made safe, no defensive rebound, offensive rebound.
Well, he had a wide open shot. Would have been disappointed that he wouldn't be able to knock that down.
Big shot coming in, Moraes! Unbelievable Moraes, she's marvelous Moraes.
At this stage, he is Captain Fantastic.
Here's Hall. Hall finds a corridor. Oh, it's beautiful. So eloquent in the way that it fell, dropped, hit the net.
Well, finally, they find a wide open shot with some ball distribution on display. Hall makes the long-range attempt.
3 from 7 for Petro Luanda, 1 from 3 from the three-point range. That's now 3 from 8. And off the bench comes someone who lifted the trophy, having won the BAL last season with US Monastir, Majok.
Majok comes in for Petro de Luanda. On the other side, Lebisa Selepe and Kosanati Sibanyoni checking in for the Cape Town Tigers.
Here is Josh Hall. Josh Hall gets the ball back. A little bit of lady luck. Gaku's marking him big time. He goes down. And I think that might be... I think it's going against Gaku.
Yeah, it is. Blocking foul called by the ref on Gaku. That will take them into the penalty. Now that'll be 15 foul for Petro de Luanda. Second one on Gaku.
You know, and they're always analysing and breaking it down to understand how they can sort of, you know, just stop making those errors. It looks like Hollis is going to come on as well. Very fine addition to this Petro de Luanda team, Damian Hollis.
They go a little bit bigger every time they go deeper into their bench with Hollis and Majok on the floor. It's been a very good combination for Petro and a big part of their bench scoring.
Here is Hollis coming on. His father, Essie, played for the Pistons in the NBA, 14 years playing in Europe as well. Went to George Washington University. He's got dual nationality. He's got a Hungarian passport as well, having played in Hungary and picked up silverware in that Central European country.
And he's averaging 11.5 points, 8.5 rebounds in just the 2 games for this Petro team.
That in itself is okay.
It's fantastic.
Here we go. Moraes takes the ball up. Selepe putting a little bit of pressure on him. Majok looking for the ball. It goes to Dundao. Dundao for a big three-pointer. Doesn't fall. Hollis gets a touch to it. Moraes to Majok. Majok. He's been outstanding, Majok, as he starts to come on. But Hollis has produced a big, big shot there. That's 3 points, and they now lead by 18.
He's so efficient. Hollis doesn't do too much. Just reads the defense. Sometimes simple one bounce shot, but it's almost always seems like it goes in, and there's a foul. Hall trying to create his offense, and that will probably be 3.
Josh Hall, 2 meters 6. Now we can see the replay there with Hollis, just beautifully, just gets rid of his man, you know, just faking it a little bit, shift to the side, give him that extra bit of space, and then he really is a delight to the eye in the way that he produces the moving poetry of a beautiful shot, you know.
He is poetry in motion, and experience is very clear and evident as he moves on the floor.
It is just confirmation that it will be 3 free throw attempts there for Hall.
Thank you, Asa.
Two of 5 so far from the free throw line for the Tigers. Make that 3 of 6.
50% now, and Moraes taking ball into enemy territory. Goes on a wander down towards and into the paint. Ball comes back out. Hollis outside, and a travelling call. A little bit of frustration there for Gonçalves, and a chance for the Tigers to try and claw themselves back into this with a big score from this possession.
They keep it in and around 15 points or get it back around 12. It'll be okay for them, but we've seen, I mean, what score actually does work in the BAL-Africa League. We've seen some amazing comebacks over the last couple of days.
So true. City Oilers, slack. You know, they're on the cusp of turning things around after surmounting 30-point, 20-point mountains. Ganapamo up against Hollis. Tries to get his shot in, just comes off the metal and made safe on the other side. Made safe taken up. Boyamba's come on. Wonderful bench player as well for this Petro team.
They have such depth, and Boyamba showcased all of his athleticism. For Petro de Luanda, he can get up above the rim. He's definitely a showcase athlete.
Hollis back to Gonçalves. An interesting battle with Dundao and Zaire Wade as well. Long-range shot, a little tap back by Dundao, wonderful vision. Boyamba, Majok fakes, goes down the baseline. Dundao for a big shot that comes off the metal. It's made safe. No, it hasn't, but it comes off the fingertips of Buamba, and it will be Ganapamo who regains possession. 31.8 left on the clock in the first.
3 offensive rebounds. We've seen them tap the ball back and control for second chance points. It's still going to be an area of focus, I think, throughout the game.
Need to make those moves. They need to make space. They need to get the blocks and just help each other. That's nicely done. That's a great score as well. Sibagnoni with the 2 points.
Well, Selepe and Sibagnoni connecting. Nice pass, and Sibagnoni gets it over the outstretched arm of Majok for 2.
But communicate, talk to each other, understand where you're going to go and what you're going to do. This is great play if that goes in, and it does go in. Look at that. Buamba, is it too late? I don't know. Maybe it is. We'll see. The officials are just going to gather in the center of the court to see if that goes or not. I think it was after the buzzer.
I think the eye test, Robbie, for me, that looked like it came just after the buzzer, a couple of seconds too late. But we'll wait and see. The video evidence will tell us all we need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Just a moment here. Little review. Ball comes out. It's a lovely floater, isn't it, over the top? But was it? At 26-12, the points haven't been thrown onto the pile just yet. And 26-12 it is. We'll take a small break and we'll be back. Yeah, we're back here in Cairo, 28-12. The points were actually counted 0.1 of a second, so 100th of a second still on the clock when it dropped. So we were close.
Eye test failed us.
No, Q, you never fail us. Come on. Break it down. Move on from that. Don't worry about it. So 28-12. Petro Luanda lead Cape Town Tigers as we, well, begin the second quarter. And we'll see how things develop out here. The Tigers need to get their growl back, and Petro Luanda very much in control here as they have possession with Majok. Gonsalves tries to deal with Selepe. Hollis takes a high pass. Majok in the paint, moving left, right, and yeah, I think there is a foul on Majok.
Pushing foul on Sibagnoni as he tries to keep Majok out of the paint. Tough battle, I mean, tough job.
There you can see, just look at the hands, the arm. It's that right arm, isn't it? Just going into his side. Picked up by Solo Diabate, the only player in the BAL to have won 2 BAL championship titles with 2 different teams. Hollis with a drive and a dunk.
Once they get the defense moving, they are so hard and so difficult to guard. Fantastic offense from Petro.
Selepe trying to go up for a big 3-pointer from downtown. Picked up by Gonsalves around the outside, sees a little bit of space and chucks the ball outside. Hollis, and there's a traveling call going against the American. It'll give us a chance to go over and catch up with Usher. I can see that you're very close to the Cape Town Tigers bench because there's a lot of discussions going on there. What's their master plan in trying to counter-react to this Petro domination?
Yeah, listening into Coach Rashid Hazard, he's really concerned that his players are not getting that contact that they need against Petro. They seem to have, you know, maybe fear them physically. He's just asking them to take that ball to them.
You can't be afraid of Petro. You've got to play them. You've got to play your game as well. And minor adjustments, as you say, Q. Thank you, Asha. Look at it! Oh, it's nearly gone out, Buamba. He's again showing us what he's trying to do. Draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line, of course, but that would have been something special.
And another one of those posters that I like talking about, but Buamba talked about his athleticism. Around the rim, he is explosive. And he gets up and just can't flush that one. Good enough defensive pressure there from Samusa Mtembo, who's just checked in for the Cape Town Tigers for his first minutes in the Nile Conference and in the BAL.
Tembo.
Almost welcomed in unceremonious or ceremonious fashion, depending on your side of the fence.
Jose Neto, well, saw him watching the second half of the Slack Beira encounter that we saw earlier today. Quite extraordinary. 107 points for Beira as they managed to beat Slack of Guinea-Conakry. Wade with a goal. Oh, magic, get out of there, but they get possession back. The Wade-Majok mismatch there, Q.
Fantastic defense again. Majok 1.5 blocks per game in this conference play.
Was another steal there from that man, Diabate, and Wade basically being introduced to the Petro Luanda team. Look at Majok. Well, Majok can't get it in, and it's a time infringement, so he has to give the ball back to the men in black.
3-second call inside, and just unable to convert. The good work on the defensive end. And another look at the timing on the block. Majok gets right up there. He is majestic inside the paint.
Carlos Moraes coming back on it with Gelson Gonçalves going back to the bench. Picked up by Wade. Hall has it in his hands, comes up against Majok, who moves away from Majok. Hollis is on Hall. Hall, that's nicely done. Oh, it's another block. The SWAT block-busting move from Majok. He gets the ball and he dunks it as well.
The crowd getting involved in that, but the call coming just before Majok could get up. And just another look at his fantastic defense. You can't throw the ball up without being aware of where Majok is inside the paint.
Yeah, but look at the fact that if it goes up really fast, that's the only way that it's actually going to get away from him, because, you know, he's becoming more agile as he comes in. He hasn't played much, and he hasn't played at all for the past few months. So the fact is that he's coming into this BAL with a new team, trying to fit in. He's doing really well, but it's slowly but surely. He even said to us, I'm going to be ready in Kigali. So he's not ready now. Well, look at what he's doing.
I shudder to think that he could be more ready than what we've seen.
Shot comes off the metal. Wade. Out to Vinije. Tigers need some more points. And Ganapamo unable to get hold of the ball. They give it back. There's three fouls, sorry, for Vinije.
Yeah, Vinije just getting called for the illegal screen and just off the ball contact, giving on the handoff. And that's going to be a problem now. He's a crucial part of that backcourt on both ends of the floor, but he's going to have to stay off the floor for a while.
Diabate, the Ivorian, 35 years of age. Moraes, 37 years of age. Majok, still young as you believe. And a beautiful, beautiful score there. Bouyamba's really showing us what he's capable of doing. He's letting his hair down a little bit tonight, isn't he?
Underrated part of Majok's game is his passing out of the post, and that's another great example of a dime from Majok.
Ganapamo would love to try and get a big score from downtown. That would really get his juices flowing. There's a chance for Wade. That's a beautiful score for Zaire Wade. And a three-pointer down in the corner, well needed.
Yeah, he was set and ready, and Hall gave him the pass on the second opportunity. He knocks down an important three.
This one goes against Majok. A little bit of frustration there, but that makes sense.
A nice battle inside the paint from Tembo, and Majok getting tangled up. That's only the first foul for Petro de Luanda in this second quarter.
6:28 left in the first half. The 4 fouls for the Cape Town Tigers is a bit concerning. They picked up their 5 team fouls very early on as well in the first quarter. That's nicely done. Nicely done by Nkele.
Well, Nkele can't get the shot, but he was wide open, and at least some flow on the offense for the Cape Town Tigers.
Moraes for three that comes off the orange, metal, iron, steel. No, it's not steel. It's metal. And it's picked up. They get possession back down in the corner, Ganapamo. They need to find ways. They need to find paths
And they need to just relax a little bit more on the offensive end, the Tigers.
Dembu. Ganapamo drives in. That's nicely done, but again, they just can't get their range and it doesn't fall. Morais,
Great
fast. Sorry. No, it's all yours, Q. Go.
Great contest there by Buamba.
Rwanda.
Well, that's a quick foul again. Tembu will pick up his third personal, and that sends him into the penalty, 5th team foul.
Usher, a lot of movement, a lot of discussions going on the side of the court. How are you doing?
Well, I'm just enjoying every bit of this, but really Coach Hazard demanding that his players get in that great defense against Petro. They know that Petro is bigger than them on the court, in the paint, but they just have to keep working hard together as a team and making sure they don't get into the red as they have in this second quarter.
I think it's playing your own game to a certain extent. You know, that's Wade who goes up, he draws the foul, and that means that he will go to the free throw line. It's good work from Wade, just showing us what he's capable of doing. You know, he provided us with some wonderful spray paint passing, you know, in the last game, and just gave us an idea of how he can play. Scored some big shots as well, and again, trying to float one over the top, not a bad option.
9-5-5 in his debut for the Tigers off the bench for Zaire Wade. Gonna try and spark the offense. He's viewed as a pass-first point guard, so you know, not always necessarily looking to create his own offense, but looking to get guys involved. He gets both from the charity stripe.
Such an important word in basketball, composure, and remain composed and just make sure, look, they get possession back. This is much better, and the foul's been committed. Hollis this time just making contact with Wade, back up on his feet, and the young 21-year-old, Chicago-born, plays a couple of good plays there too, because he's drawn 2 fouls in the last minute.
Well, that's important as they continue to try and bring more team fouls into this equation for the Tigers.
Ganapamo, little touch, and they get possession back. The fast hands from Hollis.
Hollis applies a lot of pressure, and he's a big body to just try and blow by. He's quite quick and agile for his size.
He's definitely got the fast Cobra hands, doesn't he, to try and sort of, you know, just snake them out of the way.
Those Cobra hands.
Whoa, watch out, there's a Cobra about. This is a layup attempt, but doesn't fall for that man, Tembu.
Tembu drives out, gets the pass, and he's in good range, just couldn't get the finish.
Majok moved into Tembu, and that was really intelligent because he didn't have to move a single centimeter. It was just the movement of the body from Majok that forced the foul.
It's a nice battle inside there, right into the space and body of Majok. He's a little bit frustrated, but yes, the foul is called, and that is the 4th team foul, second one on Artur Majok.
Well, 2 personal fouls for Majok. It's 34-17 for Petro. We'll take a break. We will be back in a few moments' time. Please don't go away. There's lots of action to come. 34-17, 4:55 left in the first half. Petro Luanda on top of this encounter with the Cape Town Tigers. And as it stands, we'll see that they have possession, and they will take the ball up court. Zaire Wade looking to try and score some points, just to reel in that 34-17, that 17-point lead. Picked up by Hall. Hollis with the fast hands once again, just sneaking the ball out of the hands of Hall, and it goes down the corridor and out of play.
He is defensively sharp, and you just get the sense that he knows how to keep individuals out of the game.
Kelly into the hands of Wade. Wade sees it and he goes for it, and that is fast, furious and beautiful. Wade, wandering Wade.
And once again, just great awareness, using the rim to try and evade the shot blocking ability of Majok.
Picked up by Boyamba. And here we go into the paint. So we've gone Salves, nicely done. Sorry, Diabate unable to get his shot in. Wade, oh, that's just an unfortunate situation because and Kelly could have got hold of that and it could have been 2 more points.
Yeah, trying to slip the pass in and just great defensive work. Nice block on the timing there from Wade. And here you have a look at the use of the rim just to evade the shot blocking of Majok. He leads the Cape Town Tigers scoring with 7 points. Great finish, great work.
But I just like the way that he saw that there was a shadow coming down and it was rather large, and it was an instant little flick of the fingers to get the ball into the back of the net, as we see that there's an instant we're going to take a look at involving Ganapamo.
Well, just he had tape around both his forearms that he had to take off, and they've sorted it out, and that was the delay in play.
It's been resolved. We're back in action. 4 minutes and 9. Buyamba, he's going up again. That is a brilliant piece of acceleration. When he goes driving, he just like puts his foot down in a big way.
He is so sublimely agile, and he knows how to use that acceleration and athleticism, Buyamba.
I think he's just blocked the accelerator and just like leaves it down there, just storming through into the paint, into the wilderness.
Fast and furious.
Into the scoring wonderland. Oh, it's a shot that just comes off the boards. Ganapamo's range is not on par just yet. He's working hard to get himself into that situation. Diabate, Majok, they used to play together. They know how to pass. They know each other very well.
They have definite chemistry on court.
Oh, that's a good piece of play, isn't it, from Majok? Absolutely sublime. Complicated, wasn't it? Very complicated for that man, Mutembu.
Muscling inside. That was just strong play from Majok.
Buyamba knocks over Ganapamo, and I think that they might just get possession back. Yeah, there is a foul.
It'll be the 5th team foul. So sending Ganapamo to the free throw line. He shot it at 86% in season 2 from the charity stripe.
And that's the kind of percentage, Q, that you want to look at and say, sort of, you know, that needs to happen sooner or later. So the moment that he starts to, you know, see his shots go in, could be a trigger. Needs to get the points, even if it's just this next one. It'll build his confidence, and then he can sit back and say, right, I've got rid of that. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to send a few soaring bombs in from downtown.
He's 0 of 3 from the field. He gets his first point in this one, and they need him. It's 17 points a game. He is one of the primary scorers for this Cape Town Tigers outfit.
Central African Republic International. Moraes picks the ball up. We've got 3 minutes remaining in this half. Moraes has Majok to block. Of course, he's going to get in the way. The screen is done, and the drive and the score. It's all perfectly planned out for marvelous Moraes.
Reading, reacting, and scoring.
And a good attempt to try and drop one in there from Kelly.
Still looking to find his range.
Oh, the Hollis shot doesn't happen, but the rebound is good, Buyamba. And that is a big score, and it means the world to the bench, means the world to everybody. Ganapamo commits the foul.
Second chance points. Buyamba skying in and controlling the offensive glass. He gets the score, and the lead now up to 22. Again, just look at the athleticism from Buyamba and the cry out on the finish.
The war cry. Yeah, little celebrations within the bigger picture. There's work to do on the bench with the discussions and what they're going to try and do here. Cape Town Tigers, 2:34 left in this first half. But as you mentioned, 22-point difference. So much basketball to be played, of course, but how do you turn things around? How do you work to try and get this team to, because there were glimpses of what Cape Town Tigers were doing. They were hustling, and they were getting ball. They were defending a little bit better.
Well, they've struggled from the field, and again, some of it is down to the defense of Petro de Luanda, but some of it is just missing open shots. They had 27% from the field, 25% inside, and then struggling from the free throw line as well. Something has got to give, and some of this has got to involve some relaxation, getting into the flow of the offense, sometimes just confidence, seeing it go through the net from the field. Right now, none of that has been happening. It's not all lost in terms of the Cape Town Tigers, but they've got to find a way to get into the flow. Evans Ganapamo got to be a go-to guy. They haven't gotten him enough touches in position.
You know, and he's such an impressive player. Look, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Yeah, we know what he is fully capable of doing. Let's have a look at Atem Majok's block party, which is banging in Cairo tonight.
He's had it his own way. You cannot casually stroll into the rim when Atem Majok is patrolling the paint.
He's a master class in defensive play, and then all of a sudden you see what he can do offensively. He's the real deal, isn't he? Player that was born in South Sudan. A fantastic attribute to this very finely sculpted Petro de Luanda team.
Well, a lot of people believe that he's been the missing piece for Petro de Luanda. He might be the key that helps them unlock and finally progress from 3rd to 2nd or 1st, but there's still a lot of basketball to be played before then.
The Angolan champions. They also did the treble the last season, which means that they come to this BAL, this Nile Conference, this 3rd season, very much in the driving seat of where they could possibly be. We are just checking to see that everything's all right on court, and I think that we're ready to go with Buyamba, of course, who scored that fine basket just a moment ago. A couple of changes just to make sure that we're all set up. Hall goes off.
Well, Hall had some blood on his elbow, but they're taping it right now. They're taping it and treating it. And if Coach Hazard so wishes, he'll be back on court.
Okay, thank you, Asha. Wade. Gele to Tembu, back to Wade. Ganapamo down into the corner and getting a bit of time on court. That's a good score from Ganapamo. Dylan Whitbread coming on, of course.
Yeah, using every single bit of his athleticism to get up and over the outstretched arm of the patrolling Pete Majok.
Whitbread, first moments on court in this BAL. Long-range shot from Dundao, and it goes out of play, so it will be picked up, and they can go again. The Tigers. Let's have a look at this again. Ganapamo, great arm length, isn't he?
He has stellar athleticism. Talk about Buyamba's athleticism. Ganapamo, when he wants to, can just turn it on like a light switch.
Sibanyoni comes back on as well. Here's Wade up against Dundao. That's a foul, that is Buyamba. Just got in the way and just made it a little bit complicated for Kigali, but finally he'll go to the free throw line because we're at 5 team fouls.
Well, they won't be unhappy with this because the clock stops and it allows them to try and make some free throws. What they will be unhappy with is their current free throw percentage, which is at 54%. They've been to the line 11 times, they've only made 6. Gotta find ways to try and build some momentum and claw their way back.
First one doesn't fall for Kelly. Get a second chance.
It's been a struggle, this free throw line for the Tigers. Empty trip again for Bele.
Yeah, an easy defensive rebound for Majok, who just canters up into his favorite position, waits patiently for the pass. Buyamba gets the ball to Majok, tries to get into a dangerous position. Hollis goes up, and that's a great score from him as well. The perseverance from the big man on the drive and the score, and the foul's been drawn.
Right now, Tigers are being bullied inside the paint. They have no answers for the size of Hollis and Majok in combination. It's an easy find over the defense, and Hollis just waiting patiently for the contact and the finish. Just such patience through the contact, counter basket. And the bench points has really been one of the talking points for Petro de Luanda. They continue to just make that stat more and more relevant with the depth of their bench.
And Hollis doing the business from the free throw line. It's exactly that, isn't it? They've just got quality. They can bring anybody in, and they've got different systems that function really well, the Tigers. And that's a Dundao foul on Zaire Wade, I think, and going straight to the free throw line. So these plays, they're basically just getting in the way of Petro Luanda's rhythm, slowing it down a little bit, but they've got to score the points from the free throw line.
It's getting in both teams' way in terms of rhythm and flow on the floor, but the Tigers have got to make sure that they continue to just get that scoreboard ticking. Got to make sure that they stay within striking distance.
Wade goes up to 8 points. There you can see Rashid Hazard with Flosh Ngwenya communicating, talking, trying to find solutions, talking about the tweaks, talking about those adjustments that we will talk about. 8 points so far, 2 from 4 from the FG, and there he is scoring once again. 46-24. Sorry.
It's like 9 points, 2 assists now for that man, Wade.
Bastos' first moments on court. Majok. And that's good work to prevent Majok from doing anything. Oh, Kelly just not able to do anything. Hollis. Majok! Magic! Hanging on. You just can't do that. And that will be a technical foul going against Majok. We saw it yesterday, and it's happening here in the NAL conference, and there is a little bit of frustration there.
Well, it should be frustrating because now that's his third foul as well, and it's not like they are not aware of the situation when it comes to the techs being called, especially on that dunk. And we saw it yesterday, like you said. He's happy to give it up, and we have a look again. Just that extra pass, Hollis, Majok, and the referee's right there to make the call.
And it's Cape Town Tigers. There's a good opportunity. Now that should have been scored, and that would have been a game changer. Sibanyoni knows that those points, very important at the end of this first half. Dundao for 3 points. He doesn't get it. Hollis. Oh, Wade just collides with Bastos. No foul. Dundao, shot clock down to 5 seconds. He goes driving through, puts it into the path of Hollis. There's contact, they'll get possession back.
Well, there was almost great execution, and you got an idea of the speed of Dundao getting into the paint area. It should be the final possession of the half.
Kanapamo. His haul gets... he's been fouled there. I think it's Hollis, isn't it, who's committed the foul. It's going to be his third, I think.
It's on Juan Pedro.
Thank you, Asha. Pedro picks up the foul. And a timeout's been called with 9 seconds remaining. 48-24.
Well, it's been intriguing just to see how the Tigers have struggled just on the floor against this Petro de Luanda defense. Biamba has got 10 points, and it's just accumulated that by being in the right place at the right time. It's not even about the individual, it's just about the way that they've been able to spread the scoring from their defense. Zaire Wade has led the way for the Cape Town Tigers, 9 points. Joshua Hall has 6, but they've looked disjointed, and out of this timeout, they want to get an execution. There's 9 seconds left. Hall is at the free throw line. But more importantly, they've got to try and play some defense and see if they can just prevent Petro de Luanda getting up above that 50-point mark.
Been very impressed by Bouyamba, and even coming off the bench in the opening games, he's been very, very dynamic. He's a bit of a, he likes to show off his skills. He's an extravagant player, and he loves the aerial activity.
They are dynamic. Bouyamba has been great, and you just you can name, and all of these guys are coming in off the bench once again. But
here we go, and straight out of the timeout, and 9 seconds, as I said, and we have Josh Hall, who will try and reduce the arrears, and again from the free throw line, missing the first, and then 9 seconds to try and get some points. 2 misses from the free throw line. Things are not going as planned just yet. Full court press and a good steal, an opportunity to get a shot in. No, it's too late, and we have reached the half-time. And it's time for the Tigers to go into the locker room to work on a plan, a master plan to try and break down the Petro de Luanda. It's 48 points to 24 after 2 quarters. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. So we are now ready, and the players are ready. They're just about to come back onto the court for the second half of this battle that will take place between the giants of Angola, the heavyweights of Angola, Petro de Luanda, and the fast-improving Cape Town Tigers playing in their 2nd Basketball Africa League. They have to come back. They've got a journey to fulfill. They're on a mission. They have to try and find a way.
They've taken the trip from Cape to Cairo. Now they've got to prove their mettle on the floor to the Cape Town Tigers. But it's going to be tough. The Angolan champions have got pedigree. They're one of the most successful clubs on the continent for a reason. They understand what it takes to get a lead, to hold on to a lead, and are probably one of the most experienced teams when it comes to maintaining a lead. So the work load is in front of them, and they'll have taken some lessons from watching the City Oilers and Ahly and understand that no foot off the gas. It's going to be work to be done on the floor.
Lots of work to be done. Oh yes, and Coach Neto will have passed on advice to make sure that his team know exactly what they're doing.
Yes, talking about Jose Neto, he's made his wishes for the tournament known. His team needs to work hard very consistently throughout every quarter and try to do their very best not to be complacent. They are the title favorites here in the Nile Conference, but let's see if the Cape Town Tigers can distract them.
Asha, thank you so much. There's a quick chance for 2. Scored pretty easily there by Gonçalves.
And not the ideal way to start out this 3rd quarter. The ball picked off an easy 2 for Lukeni.
Prinsloo. DJ tries to go around, arcing around. Dundao, that's a good, solid drive and a brilliant score from Hall.
Like the aggression from Hall. That was a strong take and a little bit more intent on that possession.
You've got to convince everybody that you're going for it, and he convinced everybody on that occasion. Here is Dundao. Dundao makes space, goes for the drive, chucks it, passes it out wide. Gaku to Johnny Pedro. Gonçalves to Dundao. Dundao, loads of time. Oh, look at that, the flamingo hand.
Just too much time and space for Dundao, and the flamingo hand proves effective for Chulde Dundao.
Into the paint, and oh, that's a solid score as well. Look at that, beautifully done from Vinicius. He was falling back as well.
Well, Vinicius has needed to find himself a little bit of comfort, and I think better signs for this Cape Town Tigers offense out of the half.
Oh, that's a fantastic score. Another one, another big three-pointer.
Too much time and space. Back-to-back threes for Chulde Dundao.
He's doing it big time, isn't he? You know, we know how fast he is with the. You know, he's part of the BAL All-Star team, defensive team, with what he did. But offensively, this season, he's been extraordinary.
Been so great. Two all defensive team members, Childe Dundao and Adler Majok.
Yeah. Dundao, no, he can't. No, he can't. Gonçalves picks it up. What options does he have? They're swinging the ball around beautifully as well. That's a big shot coming in. Made safe by Ganapamo. Now, what can Ganapamo do? Gets nudged into by Moraes, and that is going to be a penalty, a foul going against him, and they'll get possession back.
Long leaping strides. Another look at those threes from Dundao. Time, space, execution, and the gun is loaded. And 11 points for Dundao.
Picks up by Hall, down into the paint, picks up and passing around into the corner. He goes again, Unije, but he can't find his range on this occasion. Gaku makes the defensive rebound, picked up by Moraes. He's always dancing and just cantering off down into enemy territory. A wild pass. I think that he thought that the official was a teammate.
Well, Robbie, he was really not looking well because the officials are in lime green.
Hey, look, you know, we all have problems with colour at times. As we see Dundao, look at that for a score. Unbelievable drive and 2 points picked up by Unije and Ganapamo. Acres of time, lots of time and space. Unije gets another chance off the metal again. It's not falling. 58-28.
Struggles from the field for the Tigers, and they still just can't find any touch. The radar is not locked in.
Gonçalves made safe by Hall. Pass out wide. Nietzsche. What options does he have? Tries to keep hold of possession. Suanoni. Here's Prinsloo. Prinsloo. We haven't seen any of that. That could have been a nice score, but I just didn't get his target.
Looking a little bit out of sorts on the offensive end here, Cape Town. They are still being guarded and defended well.
But I like the pace. They've injected some pace into their game, which is something positive. Oh, Gaku gets knocked over, and that will be a foul that's going to go right up against that man, Musonga. Sorry, Sibagnoni.
Sibagnoni picking up his third foul.
Gaku.
Force change as Sibagnoni picks up his third. Zaire Wade will have to come back in, and now Josh Hall will go into that center position for the Tigers.
Wade, playmaker, taking the ball up. Dundao gets taken out by Prinsloo. Prinsloo picks up the pass, looks for options. Hall is there for a three-point option. His shot. Oh, that's nicely done. Good cover play. Nietzsche doing really well to put himself into that position for the offensive rebound.
Well, nice hustle. And again, some more positive body language for the Tigers.
Gaku. Gonçalves. He's good at his mid-range shots. Or three-pointers as well. Three-point effort here. Doesn't find its range. And a foul, but I think it's Ganapamo, isn't it?
Yeah, he's called for the hold. The battle with Gaku.
But I think that these players, the Tigers players, is Dundao going for a big shot from down in the corner. Picked up again. Nigerian. Hall goes around the outside and makes sure that that is safe as houses.
You talked about pace and tempo. That's a much better bit of pace and tempo, pushing the ball up the floor. Hall for that showcase dunk.
Moraes, Gonçalves, Dundao. Dundao, Johnny Petro offering a screen. Comes out to Moraes for a big shot that doesn't. And it's been picked up by Gonçalves, and just a bit concerned that was that Ganapamo again. He's picked up another foul.
A third foul for Evans Ganapamo. And just behind the play again, court, I think ball watching just a little bit. Look at that play from Hall as he gets up above the rim. And just more conversation between referees and Coach Sheet Hazard, just trying to understand how the calls are being made and where the calls are being made so they can make the adjustments. Gonçalves is at the free throw line. Important moments for the Cape Town Tigers. First real test for Coach Haz.
To the free throw line. There you can see Gonçalves, 9 points, 3 from 8, 2 from 2, and this is 3 from 3. Very straightforward. The flamingo head silhouette we see at the end. Here's Wade. Wade takes the ball up into enemy territory. Hall looking for options. Watch out for Dundao. Trying to make it, keep the ball away from him. There is contact on Hall, and that means that they will get possession back. And Dundao commits a foul. We've got 4:55 left in the third quarter.
He's not going to make it comfortable for you to put the ball on the floor, Children Dundao, but he picks up the foul, and Tigers still up against it.
61-32, we'll take a break. Petro leading Cape Town. 61-32 scoreline. Petro Luanda in command, driving fiercely towards the finish line, but it's not over yet. We've still got nearly half of the third quarter remaining and another one to go. So it's the Tigers who really need to find the growl, claw themselves back into this. Vinije in possession. Q, we got a bit of work for the Tigers to do as the charge into the paint forces the foul.
Well, it's been a narrative throughout this Nile Conference, the ability to come back. Will the Tigers be able to do so? They certainly have the pieces on their roster that can help them come back, but they do face the formidable task of coming up against one of the most storied clubs on the continent. 3
fouls for Johnny Pedro, and gives us a chance to go across to find out what Ash is up to. Because I never know what you're up to, Ash. You're always like, you know, hanging out and talking to people and doing stuff, you know. You are a rover. What's the breaking news? That's what I wanted to say.
It is the breaking news. It's just really interesting to see Zaire Wade on the same court with Carlos Moraes when at 22 years old, Carlos Moraes played against Dwayne Wade, Zaire Wade's father, at the Beijing 2008 Olympics.
There you go. Good knowledge. I like that. I like that a lot. And the American team going all the way, if I remember correctly.
Yes, going all the way to win that gold medal. But of course, Zaire Wade is here at the BAL. He's writing his own story. No pressure to replicate his father's legacy, but just really enjoying his time here at the BAL with the Cape Town Tigers.
Well, as it stands, he's got 9 points, so it's only Hall who's just nudged himself a little bit higher than him, but he's playing a good game, and he's definitely looking good for all of the time that he's spent on court so far. Gonçalves. Dundao, Gonçalves gets rid of Kelly. Well, it's made safe there. That's good work, that is, by Vinije. And a drive through from Hall. Hall goes up, he gets fouled, and Gaku down on the ground, and the foul, I think, is an offensive foul by Hall. Hence the reason why Gaku was punching his chest in delight.
That is the call that is made. It's the third one on Josh Hall, 4th team foul for the Cape Town Tigers. Not much has gone the way of the Cape Town Tigers this evening.
Rashid Hazard, the 46-year-old. Of course, you want to bring with the LA Lakers as the assistant coach. Working at alongside Phil Jackson. Wonderful play there. He went high and he gets a low 5. Johnny Pedro with a wonderful score there.
Continuing to work inside the paint, they continue to get the scores.
Kigali trying to keep the ball alive. He just, pressure from Dundao down in the corner, the pressure from Moraes. They're all working really, really hard to make it very complicated. This is the Johnny Pedro spin and score.
28 points in the paint for Petro de Luanda.
Gonçalves working really well. He's playing a good game. Gaku. Johnny Pedro tries to flick the ball or trying to turn it and get it and do something with it. He goes down.
And maybe another telling stat, Robbie, is that they are converting it at 78% on the interior, and that push foul comes. So, you know, they're playing at a high efficiency, especially inside the paint.
It's working out pretty well, isn't it? It's been a very complicated team to defend. They do have a multitude of options, regardless of who's on court. As we see Johnny Pedro once again show us what he's capable of doing. He'll go up to double figures if he pops this one in.
His best offensive showing in this conference so far.
It doesn't go, but Moraes gets the ball back in his hands. Petro, Moraes, Gaku loves the three-point shooting from down there, and it's been made safe by Petro. Wonderful work, really strong play. Gonçalves, Gaku goes again. This time it's a golden nugget that falls.
6 3-pointer for Petro, and they are just extracting a lot of pain for the Cape Town Tigers on the offensive end, but great work.
Attempt to try and get the ball down to Prinsloo, doesn't function. Picked up there by Dundao. Dundao up against Nkele. Moraes, the magic of Moraes. Gonçalves makes it safe. Dundao. Pedro. Gaku has his shot that just rolls off the metal. Oh, look at this. This is ridiculous. They still keep possession. This is 3 phases of play, and they still got it in their hands, Q.
Out-hustled, and it's everyone on the Petro team just playing with more intent.
They go again. Get rid of your man. Gonçalves this time, and it's a massive three-pointer. Gonçalves gold.
As the shot clock winds down, and so flamingo wings, gunshots, and everything for Petro de Luanda. 70-32 the score. A timeout is called on the floor.
70-32. And look at this, just look at this. That is gold from down in the corner. Smoking hot scoring from Gaku. Petro Luanda 70, Cape Town Tigers 32. 1:56 left in this quarter, and it really has been a masterclass in how to find ways of scoring against your opponents in multitude ways.
They've also limited the Cape Town Tigers. 12 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second, and only 9 here in this third. So they have been good defensively, holding them to 2 of 10 from the three-point line. They've shot it at 44% on the interior, and they've dominated the glass as well. Petro are always going to have different players scoring on different nights, depending on what the occasion needs, because the depth of their rotation and the understanding of how to move the ball on the floor. It's not the individual, it's the team, and that's always been a strength of the Angolan basketball and also of Petro de Luanda.
Most successful African nation in the history in terms of national team success. Afrobasket, glory, a-go-go, gold medals left, right and center. They always do well at the Olympics as well.
They are a nation that's built on the success on their basketball court, and they deserve every accolade given to them, then that's earned.
Kigali trying to go up and off the boards, doesn't happen. Moraes, quick transition. under pressure from Kigali, goes down, and there's the fullback shot for 2. Oh, down at the baseline, magic from Moraes.
What fantastic touch, just fading away. Carlos Moraes, he makes that look so easy.
There's Hall. Hall doesn't have too many options. Shot clock down to 10, goes himself. Prinsloo trying to get a touch to it, doesn't. Moraes takes it up court. Moraes, Wade trying to hold him off. He goes again, but this time just comes off the metal. Kele goes around. Wade picks it up. That's a beautiful pass. Oh, he just couldn't finish it off, and Kele comes storming through. But the foul has been committed.
Well, Majok is looking on in astonishment. Beautiful drop-off. Just maybe the body contact called the extra cell by Kele. He's been slow to rise as his shoe has come off.
That happens, you know. I mean, you know, 4th foul for Ata Majok, but let's get the shoe back on.
Well, I think that's important, and just a conversation. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get up. There is a little bit of concern, but I think he will rise and go.
Yeah, he's fine. Look at him. He's as hard as nails, made of titanium. Here he is, back up to the free throw line with a chance to take the ball and get a couple of points. I haven't scored points for a while now. It's been a few minutes, so this will be greatly appreciated. Solo Diabate, the Ivorian, comes on.
0 of 4 so far for Tele from the free throw line. The Cape Town Tigers collectively 44%, 8 of 18 from the charity stripe.
That's better. That's a lot better. Coached on by Rashid Hazard. Dylan Whitbread coming on, and off goes the Nigerian Mike Minije, former Duke Syracuse player. Majok makes it safe. Moraes, Diabate. Good synergy. They understand each other. Waiting, using the clock intelligently. Waits on him. Majok tries to get in the way. Swings it out to Gaku. Gaku is trying to get those guns blazing once again, but it doesn't fall for him.
Still great offensive possession. Got a wide open 3 on that. Shot just didn't fall.
There's Wade out wide. Whitbread. Oh, dispossessed. There's a steal here. Gonçalves! One-handed dunk.
Well, picked off Whitbread on that turnover, and Gonçalves rewards himself for the defensive work.
Prinsloo down in the corner, and well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Doesn't count. 74 points to 33. Petro Luanda very much in command here as we see that steal, and we see Gonçalves finish it off with a little bit of Gonçalves panache. We'll take a break as we have a timeout here in Cairo. We'll be back in a few moments. The final quarter of this 2nd encounter here in Cairo, here in Egypt. You know, the pyramids are only a few miles away. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Just remarkable. I just thought about it. Here we go, the game summary.
74 points, 50% from the field for Petro de Luanda, 18 assists. They moved the ball fantastically well. Again, you will get at least around 30 attempts from this Petro de Luanda team from the three-point line, and they continue to be on trajectory for that. 7 of 29 they are from the outside. Doesn't make pleasant reading if you're a Cape Town Tigers fan.
It does not. Hey, look, it's the 2nd game for the Cape Town Tigers, remember? Right?
2nd game in this now conference in their 2nd season.
And they won their 1st. You know, this is the level, you know, and the benchmark, of course. But remember, the Cape Town Tigers beat them in a friendly, and they lost one, and it was very close. It's a good, oh, look at, well, I think there was a call beforehand anyway, but the flight path for that man, Wade, as he soared up into the sky. But there was a foul that was already committed.
Yeah, so important for the Tigers to try and finish this fourth quarter strong. We've seen, and again, I'm gonna mention that comeback narrative with the City Oilers against Ahly, and it might be that source of inspiration.
Tunisia. Wade out wide. There's the option. Comes to Wade. Prinsloo for three. Off the glass and back safe into Buyamba. And now Diabate's hands. The safe hands of Diabate. There he is. Majok. Majok's on 4 fouls, remember. So is Buyamba. 2 players who could get fouled out at any time. Buyamba's not on court just yet, but I'm sure that he'll come on before the end of this encounter. Oh, it's a beautiful score. Look at that. Tunisia.
Well, some positive signs. The ball movement on the previous possession, and here some defense. And for the transition 3 for Benajay.
Diabate.
3 of 12 now from the outside.
Buyamba. Majok. Goes back out, the swing ball. Buyamba, there he is, Hollis. And Hollis forces the foul from Whitbread. He'll go to the free throw line.
They have been excellent at shifting the Tigers' defense. And it's been wire to wire so far for the Angolan champions.
I want to go and hear from Usher, because I know that Usher's sneaking around from one team to another, picking up tidbits, picking up those little juicy bits of information about what's going on, team tactics, strategies. What's your strategy, Usher?
Well, my strategy is as simple as Coach Hazard's strategy. He's asking the players to just have the spirit of the game. No more tactics are going to be discussed in this game. He's just asking the players on the court to deliver, play with their heart, and give it everything. We've seen that with the City Oilers yesterday against Ahly, and he's asking for the same performance, if not better.
Listen, why not? EJ going up. Oh, Majok blocks. There was contact on the hand, and that's why there will be a foul going against Petro and Luanda.
It is a foul called on...
Is it Buyamba or is it Majok?
It has been called on Dibaros, as far as I'm concerned, but let's wait for the officials to confirm.
It looks like
Buyamba. It's his 5th foul as well. So that works in the Cape Town Tigers' favour, of course, because he's been outstanding. So Buyamba, and now we've got Majok. They'll probably say, right, okay, let's go in hard. Let's try and sort of, because we haven't got any players who are on 4 fouls, and let's see if we can sort of, just knock down the numbers a little bit and make the bench a little bit shorter.
The most important thing is that they've got to make some inroads into the lead.
Yeah. I know I shouldn't have really said that, but I mean, the fact is that there's one way where you can take advantage, and that is by taking advantage of the players who've obviously, not showed the best discipline. But I mean, you get drawn into foul trouble. That's just the way of the game.
It is, and one quarter, one possession at a time is the way that the game can get simplified. And I think lane violation call will allow Benajay to retake the shot.
Yeah, just crept inside. EJ sinks the shot. Picked up by Diabate. Flung out into the hands of Bastos as well. Here's Diabate, hasn't scored tonight, and it didn't score from that shot either. EJ out wide, Kanapamo. Is he going to try and get his shot in? There it is. It's an attempt. Prinsloo trying to get the tip in, trying to get the rebound. Doesn't fall for him. Majok makes it safe.
Well, that's Kanapamo's area, and his move, he just didn't go down, and they'll at least be happy with some offensive execution.
Majok doesn't find a way through. Picked up over on that far side, and a long-range shot that's made safe by Gabinije. Gerson Dominguez coming on for a little bit of game time. Mid-range two that just hits the wrong end of the net, I'm afraid.
And shorts the jumper, Benege, on the pull-up in transition. It's his 7th shot attempt. He's 3 of 7 from the field for his 8 points so far.
Majok, Diabate. Shot clock going into single digits. Picked up by Hollis. That's lovely. That's beautifully done, isn't it? Look how smooth and just marvelous he is when he takes the pass, rolls and goes up. It's all very, very smooth indeed.
He makes hard work in the paint look easy. 34 points in the paint.
Oh, Ganapamo with a beautiful 3.
11 of those belong to Hollis. 2 more points to Evans Ganapamo.
2 was a 2, was it? Domingos. It's because you're in my way, Q. Oh, that is massive. Massive shot from Pedro Bastos. And they're the condor wings, aren't they, that are just going high, high, high. Ganapamo goes for a long-range shot as well, just on the edge of the arc. Again, just falls on the wrong side. 81-39.
Well, it's 40 points, 42 points at this stage, so it's all Petro de Luanda.
Losing possession, Maja. Josh Hall back on. 10 points, top scorer for the Tigers. Picked up and made safe. Mofo Keng coming on. Princelow goes for a 3-point shot. Nicely picked up and just comes down, and there is a foul that's being committed on Lebohang Mofo Keng.
Right in the paint area, Mofo Keng hustling hard to keep that ball alive. He gets the rebound off the tap and then goes right up into the body of Bastos or Domingos, and he picks up the foul.
First shot good from the free throw line, 81-39. That goes up to 40 now. Majok tidies up at the back. Gerson Domingos. Diabate down into the corner. Bastos! And the big basket attempt doesn't happen. They get possession back, Cape Town. We'll be quite relieved about that. 5:30 left to play. Got to throw absolutely everything, including the kitchen sink.
All of it.
At this Petro Luanda defense.
The garage shelves as well.
Benege with a little spin. Princelow for 3. Bastos into the paint. Good work with Princelow. It's a nice little touch that is from Josh Hall to make it safe. Down to Benege. He goes for a long-range shot. There's the tip-in. The tip-in doesn't happen, and they've got possession. Well, he does. He makes that safe, Mofo Keng. There's Hall. Down outside, and outside it goes. Mofo Keng trying to dance around the traffic, and he draws the foul, and I think it's from Hollis, number 4. Number 3, sorry.
Injected a bit of energy, Mofo Keng coming in off the bench. Has just had some nice touches and been able to draw a couple of fouls. Here he is making a foray into the paint. Struggles for control of the ball, but he does draw the foul and the contact. And there's a timeout called on the floor.
81-40, Petro Luanda lead Cape Town Tigers. 4:46 left in the 4th. We'll take a break. So, Miofeng is at the free throw line as Cape Town Tigers trying to just finish off on a high, score some points, show us that they got that fighting spirit, that, you know, you can't tame the Tigers just like that, and that they do want to run freely and hit back. They've got a win from their opening encounter against Slack. Now it's all about trying to, well, finish with a bit of pride, hit back, score some big points, feel confident going into their next game. Fokeng trying to sink a mid-range two that doesn't happen. Domingos, Hollis, Bastos, Domingos, Hollis again, and picked up by Lebohang Mofokeng. Down into the path of Hall, who makes a dunk, nicely done. Good pass into the paint to the big man.
Again, that injection of energy from Mofokeng, finding Hall on that cross-court pass. A nice way to just keep earning those minutes.
It's popping quite a lot. The microphone or something. Diabate, Hollis, little hesitation. Sneaky play, isn't it? He's a wily character.
So crafty inside the paint. Hollis is fantastic every time he touches the basketball.
That's nicely done as well. Hall with a back-to-back scores. And a timeout called by Jose Neto Petro after when they scored two scores in succession. You know, Jose Neto was like, right, okay, there's something that's not working here.
Yeah,
that's how meticulous he is.
Got to make the adjustments. Not happy to see the scoring or potential scoring run happen here. Josh Hall getting up and down. 14 points he has, and it has been a very dominant performance by Petro de Luanda. They have been fantastic. 4 players in double figures. Dendao 13 points. Gonçalves leads the way with 15. Huamba, who won't be taking part in this game anymore, fouled out with his 10. And Hollis 13 points. And we've got to continue to focus in on the dominance that they've had inside the paint. 36 to the 16 of the Cape Town Tigers.
Petro de Luanda, Jose Neto, working meticulously, forgot about the lead, to really create a championship winning team, a BAL winning team. He was the coach of the year 2022, the BAL coach of the year. Fantastic season. Just didn't manage to get that final result against US Monastir, but showed excellent strategy and savoir-faire to guide his team to the final.
And he picked up another Angolan championship just prior to being here in the Basketball Africa League Now conference. The winning is in his blood, Coach Jose Neto.
Bastos. And good to see that we have Seyfuddin Hendawi getting a couple of minutes of time on court from the BAL Elevate program. Wonderful player from Egypt.
He grows from strength to strength. Hendawi, 6'7" point guard, and the future is bright for that young man.
Hollis goes for a big three-pointer, just goes in, comes out. Prinsloo, defensive rebound. Vinije, 2:53 remaining. Vinije goes around. Hall for 3. His shot doesn't sink. Picked up safely by Johnny Pedro. And Diabate has in his hands the Ivorian, trying to find a way through the thicket. Oh, Petro, they could do it with their eyes closed, couldn't they? It's unbelievable. Bastos! This time Hollis, shot clock down to 3. Got to go for the shot. Bastos, here it is. And it's been made safe at the back by Kile. Mid-range 2 over the top, doesn't find its way onto the scoreboards. Here's Hendawi, mid-range 2, nicely done. Oh, it's again just short. A few missed scores as we enter the final 2 minutes. Hall goes up, and Hall's shot doesn't fall either.
Sums up the afternoon. There's Bastos attacking, but they really have struggled on the offensive end. Field goal percentages for the Cape Town Tigers, not looking so great. At around 28% on the interior from the field entirely, 34 from the inside, 17% from the three-point line.
Prinsloo commits the foul. Johnny Pedro steps up, tries to extend that advantage. 83 points scored tonight for Petro Luanda. Got past the 100-point mark yesterday against Beira.
They sure did.
Selepe coming on, Whitbread coming on, and also Mufokeng and Wade. Johnny Pedro once again up to 10 points. 5 players in double figures for this Petro team, Q.
They continue to showcase depth and versatility.
Selepe, Prinsloo. Prinsloo. It's the ball out to Selepe. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Need to try and do something. Prinsloo. Then the pressure, needs to get his shot in, gets his shot in. Doesn't find its way. Now he picks it up. Trots off down into enemy territory. Calling for a screen. A little bit too late though, as Pedro gets pushed off by Prinsloo. The ball comes out and a chance to try and drop it in. Doesn't happen by Domingos, and they fail to score on that phase.
They'll try and take as much time off the clock as possible.
Prinsloo finally gets a three-pointer. It's taken a while, but he finally got 3 points. And Dowie bides his time. There's no crazy rush, but he still wants a bit. He wants a screen. Petro's a little bit late coming towards him. It's not that much of a problem, but he just wants the help there. As Pedro goes up and scores a very important 2 points, just to make a statement that they just can't get everything their own way.
Well, just a little bit of banter or talk between Dowie, Petro, as well as Peter Prinsloo. And Prinsloo going to be taken off the court. Kime coming on in for Petro to close out the final 20 seconds as they go 13 deep. Technical foul awarded. As the mouthing off continues, and Peter Prinsloo picking up that tech.
Yeah, following the 3 points that he scored, of course, he just let off a little bit of steam, which, you know, I can imagine has been a frustrating, well, it has been a frustrating night, there's no doubt about it. So, in any case, we move on, and we can see that this man here, Johnny Pedro, is putting himself up there with the top scorers. He's about to get himself his potentially a 14th point if he can sink this. Doesn't happen.
Five rebounds to go along with the 13 points for Johnny Pedro.
Yeah, they've had their 2 shots. That's what I was getting a little bit concerned about. There was let's move on. Selepe. Mufokeng. Can they finish off with a big score here? Cape Town has to finish off on a high. Fokeng goes for the mid-range 2, comes off the metal, made safe at the back. And by that man, Ahly Chime. This is going to be the end. Hindawi, shot clock, and that's it. It's all finished. than the Egyptian, makes it safe. But more importantly, Petro and Luanda have shown us what they're capable of doing. That's 3 wins from 3 for the Giants of Angola. And they stormed to victory. The final score here, Petro Luanda 87, Cape Town Tigers 48. I think what they showed us tonight, Hugh, is that they can play every player. The starting 5 right through to the bench can come off and come and play and put in game time and turn things into a masterclass basketball performance. The adjustments that they can make and how they create a winning formula is quite sensational.
Winning pedigree, classy basketball, and they get it done on both ends of the floor. And maybe, just maybe, the Majok signing, a masterclass, a meaningful signing, but he has been impactful in ways that provides leadership on and off the floor, and so they pick up the win.
Yeah, we can just see Josinetto. He really is a wonderful coach and what he's managed to do. It's 87-48, the final score. The celebrations continue, and Carlos Moraes, I think we got numerous players who made double figures. They're just looking very comfortable. They're just looking very in control. They're in control of their own destiny, and they know how to play with each other. They get on really well with each other, and that's a fantastic showing of what we're capable of seeing with Petro.
The Queen is saying championship chemistry brings you championship pedigree, and what they've done on the floor just shows you that they've been together, they've worked hard, and a moment there between Coach Rashid Hazard and Coach Zainata, two classy coaches, two gentlemen of the game, and two very, very knowledgeable individuals when it comes to what to do on the floor in the game of basketball.
They'll have a couple of really good conversations before the end of the season. Coach Neto there, congratulations to him, and Coach Hazard, we haven't seen the last of him, that's for sure. We'll get a reaction now from Johnny Pedro of Petro Luanda.
All right, Pedro, this is the biggest victory in the tournament so far. What was key for you today?
Knowing that the loss that we took against them was just a friendly game, and we just needed to make sure that they don't confuse things.
That's very funny. Well, Johnny Pedro, looking at your execution as a team, 55 rebounds for you as a team. You out-rebounded them. They had just 37. How key was that today?
It was very important, and it doesn't matter against who we play, because obviously I'm joking, because they're a good team and they are doing what they can in order to be the powerhouse, like they said. And I respect that, you know. I respect the hustle, I respect the path that they had, but I think this time is our time to let the fans and the people of Angola know that it's our time to shine, and we need to do what it takes to win the games.
3 games, 3 victories. You're top of the Nile Conference right now. How do you go into your next game on Wednesday after 2 days of rest?
I would say with the same focus. Obviously, we're going to rest a bit. We're going to get our minds right, because at the end of the day, it's not about against who we play. It doesn't matter, because we're a team and we worked hard for this, and it's our moment.
Thank you so much, Pedro. Parabéns.
You're welcome.
There we go. Fantastic interview there from Johnny Pedro. His father, Adriano, played for the Angolan national team. He'll want to try and lead his team to victory in the BAL Season 3. The final game stats here, Q, bit one-sided.
Well, it certainly is, and again, we get the averages of Petro continue to be manifested, especially in their style of play. 44% from the field, the 8 of 38. They'll be in and around 35 to 40 attempts a game from the three-point line. And what they will do with those attempts is they'll get assisted baskets, especially when they play within the structures of their offense. They dominated the facets of the game from the start, from the tip-off, led wire to wire in this one. And for the Cape Town Tigers, 28%. They started to look a little bit better towards the end of the fourth, but they only managed to score 48 points, and they'll have to look at their offensive production, look at how many times they turned the ball over, which was 18 times going into the third quarter. They finished up with those 18 turnovers, and so they have some work to do, and back to the drawing board for the Cape Town Tigers. A day off for everybody tomorrow. All the teams will regroup, they will restructure, they will re-strategize, and they will come back into conference play on Tuesday.
31 points off the bench for Petro Luanda, just to show us what the depth of that team produces, and they really are a very strong, organised team. The Petro team comparison stats there with Gonçalves. We didn't have a double-double, but we had 15 for Gonçalves and 9 rebounds from him. Hollis showing us what he's capable of doing, but we got 5 players in double figures, of course, and I think that's a big statement in itself. On the other side, Josh Hall, 14 points and 6 rebounds, 8 and 8 for Gabini J, who came to the fore, but otherwise I think we're looking for a little bit more from some of those players today.
They have one player over 10 points in terms of offensive production, and he also took double-digit shots, 5 of 13 from the field, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for Joshua Hall. Benajay will look back, and his struggles from the field continue. Even though he's got 8 and 8, got to try and up the percentage in a very difficult day at the office for Evans Ganapamo. 2 of 9 from the field, 22%, 2 rebounds. It's one of his least impressive games offensively in terms of production and output. Just 2 rebounds and 1 assist.
Well, there we have it, 97-109. Will Perry with 41 points and 9 three-pointers, which is a BAL record, 87-48. That's what finished today. Look at that, City Oilers against Slack at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Cape Town Tigers, the late game against Ahly. That's going to be a cracker. Thanks very much, Usher, Hugh, and the team here in Cairo. We'll see you then.